What does it mean to remember? The act of remembering usually involves something which I actively choose to recall. Ideas that stand out, that make me proud of who I am and where I belong to. When tragedy strikes or sorrow occurs, the act of remembering takes a backseat. Not to forget is not the same as to remember. This is why, with regards to Amalek, we are asked to remember the good that God did by saving us from the enemy when we were most vulnerable. But with regards to the casualties and the horrifying experience in general, lo tishkach, do not forget. So Remembrance Day here in Canada, Veterans Day south of the border, is a day to remember the great efforts of the soldiers who gave up all that they had to defend their respective country. Some lived through it, many did not. But we must be grateful, for the freedom we enjoy today lies on the backs of those whose scars still show. Heroes they are, heroes they were, and among them, many Jews. Samuel Moses Hurwitz was born in 1919, one of 13 children of a Jewish family that had immigrated to Lachine, Quebec. An exceptional hockey player, he nevertheless turned down a tryout with the Boston Bruins in the early days of the Second World War. He remarked, "There's no time to play hockey when millions of my brothers are getting killed in Europe." Instead, Hurwitz joined the Canadian Army in June 1940 and would serve in the Armored Corps. He harbored no illusions of what he was potentially signing up for, grimly telling a brother before he shipped out overseas, "I won't be coming back. I am going to be killed." Sergeant Hurwitz trained in Canada for 2 years and spent another 2 years in the United Kingdom before his unit, the Canadian Grenadier Guards, later named the 22nd Armored Regiment, would finally get a chance to go into combat. Landing in France during the Battle of Normandy in July 1944, they were thrown into action in the Allied push south from Caen towards Falaise. From the beginning, the fiery sergeant made courage his calling card, like when he jumped from his tank, which he had nicknamed Geraldine, to flush out enemy snipers in a German-held French village. Hurwitz followed up that courageous act of bravado during the Battle of Scheldt, when he single-handedly rushed a German machine gun position in a Dutch farmhouse, knocking out the enemy resistance and taking 23 prisoners. Sergeant Hurwitz would earn both the Military Medal and the Distinguished Conduct Medal for his heroism during the war, but unfortunately lost his life in late October 1944 as a result of an attack in southern Holland. He was shot in the back and captured, dying of his wounds in a German field hospital a few days later. Sergeant Hurwitz was only 25 years old and is buried in the Bergen op Zoom Canadian War Cemetery in the Netherlands. A Canadian Jewish hero who risked his life for our future. May the soul of Samuel Moses Hurwitz and all those who sacrificed their lives for Canada rest in eternal peace. And may God protect all of his people through peace, love, and hope. Amen.